ladies and gentlemen, Victor Borge. I told you during the first of this series, these programs are dedicated to music, more or less dedicated, rather more or less than less more. And it's quite interesting. Music is a big field, of course, all kinds of music. And I come from a musical family myself. My father was a musician. He was in the Royal Opera in Copenhagen for 35 years. And when he came home, my mother didn't even recognize him anymore. I learned to play on my mother's knee because at that time we didn't have a piano, you see. I remember one day, I remember many days, but one always says these things. I remember one day. I was 9 years old one day, a whole year ago. But one day when I was 9 years old, I said, it's your language, I'm just trying to use it. I was at home and my father came home, found me in the living room in front of a roaring fire, which made him very angry because we didn't have a fireplace. And, yeah. Terrific. Yeah, bless your heart and all your other vital organs. Now, he said, Borge, see, he couldn't remember my first name, my father. He said, shame on you, Borge. He said, when I was your age, I was 12. Our first piano, I remember, of course, was Steinway and Sons, a marvelous Steinway. It normally has 88 keys, you know, but ours had only 87 because one of the sons was a little off at that time. And yeah, later on, I was asked when I grew up, do you love your piano? I said, no, I've never loved anything with 3 legs. But I like music. I love music, but almost any kind of music. And so did my brothers. I have 2.5 brothers. But actually I have 3 half-brothers, and that's 1.5, and then 1 regular brother. That makes it 2.5. So and we used to, on Sundays, we used to push the piano out in the kitchen because on Sundays we had eggs for breakfast, and my mother would have us play the minute waltz 4 times. The eggs were done. Yeah. Well, now that we have piano, we need lessons. I'm just going from scratch, so to speak. I mean, I'm teaching and telling people who are not familiar with how to progress musically, how to do. First, of course, you have to have an instrument to play on. And then you have to have lessons. Now, I would like to show the newcomers into the music how to start. For instance, I would suggest you start with playing scales. Many people do that, whether they're musicians or now, because, you know, nowadays, with all the unions. And we now will teach you how to play the scale in the key of C. And one of the more difficult ones, I must add. Now, where the heck is C? You didn't mark the C for me. Well, I have to find it myself. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K, L, M, N, O, P, thank God for Sesame Street. Yeah, nice. Okay, now the scale. Now, well, don't rush me now because it's. Yeah, just a minute. One can't know everything, you know. Yeah. Well, anyway. Now I'll show you how music is being composed. You may think that a composer sits up all night and he sits down all day and waits for inspiration. You will ask, why does he sit up at night and sit down in the daytime? Well, that I can't answer. It's your language, and I'm just trying to use it. I can't stand sitting myself. Did I tell you earlier that I had 2.5 brothers? I told you that. But I didn't tell you, one is married. A very wealthy girl married him, or he married a very wealthy girl. She owns a string of wishing wells, I think, or something like that. You know, with these brothers, he who used to be the tallest is now the smallest, because he who used to be the smallest when he was little by little becoming the tallest. And with the exception of the one we used to call the little one, because he was smaller than the tallest one when they were little, no one was particularly tall when they were small. Yeah, now I'm going to show you how to do this. Now we have some music here and a pair of scissors. And here is a cardboard, and I'm going to, this is, you know what this is tape. I'm going to put this thing up, and then I'm going to, like the composers do often, take a little of this and a little of that and put it together and call it their own. Many did, and if you read books enough about it, you will find out that many of them are cheating a lot. Now, we have to find something that is easily transferable to something pleasant. They have here something. What is that? You know, most great composers are gone. We know that, the great ones, and that's really a shame. Yeah. Well, I have my own problems. I mean, I'm not worried about it. It's not that. But I wish I had known some of them, because they must have been fantastic to know. I know, this might not interest you, but I know a man in Brooklyn, right outside, you know, in New York, and he knew Debussy. Well, he did. And it is interesting to hear how he talks about Debussy. You know, he knew him like this. Oh, he's marvelous. And the things he say about him, he hated him. Yeah. Okay, now here we have a little thing. The first one is Brahms, and let's see what he has written. Maybe we can use that. I'm just going through it fast. So oh. Yeah, that's too lively. We need something that has a little more zip. Here's a Tchaikovsky, the piano concerto. Oh, that's something. Yeah, so sometimes music can be dangerous, you know. And here we have Sousa. that'll never be popular. Let's see. Yeah. Schubert, Franz Schubert, he was a poor composer. Never, he was very poor, but he was a great composer. He was a poor composer. Here's his serenade. Oh, Nate. Serenade. That's lovely. Now, we can use that. Oh, thank you. That's nice. That's great. Well, I'm glad you like that because this is one of my favorite. I'm going to take a little of that, and nobody will notice that the way I get. We just don't tell anybody. That's what it is. This far there, and then that goes out that one. We don't need that one. Ouch. Take his name off. Not bad. That's it. That should do. Now we paste that up here. Take a little piece of it. So we know where we are. Now we need something else to add to it, you know, so we can mix it up with a couple of things so nobody notices what it is. Let's see what we have here. Shostakovich. Shostakovich. Just a moment. Handel's water music. Well, I have to wait till it gets dry. This is the open life. No, we haven't been able to use any of this, so we will find them. Oh, here it is, the Blue Danube. Of course, this is the one we're going to use. Take half of that and cut a little out just for make some waves in it. It'll go well with the water music, I'm sure. We see, now we have Schubert's Serenade and the Blue Danube. Now we have to find an ending. And there must be something. I have some operas here. Here is Carmen. No, that's not the whole opera, but something. Aida. Nice. But we need a... Götterdämmerung. Terrific. All I need is the last... Yeah, that's all. That's the best ending so far. And the sooner the better. So far as Götterdämmerung is concerned. Okay, look what we have now. Yeah, and then we have... That's it. Now we have the Serenade by Schubert. We have the Blue Danube by Strauss. I'm going to combine them and call it the Blue Serenade by Strubert. G. Well, 5 years ago, about 5 years ago last year, the world celebrated the birth of Ludwig van Beethoven. And I should like to honor the birth of the old master, and in his honor play Clair de Lune by Claude Debussy. Mainly because I don't play Beethoven very well. And I can't honor the great master by playing his own music, but I play Debussy terribly badly. And I'm certain that Beethoven would have enjoyed that. That is, had he could, of course. He should have been able to could, because once you're able to could, then you have to would also, because if you can't could, then there's no good to would. Once you... Well, it's your language, I'm just trying to use it, that's all. Yeah. Well, actually, I have a request from one of the producers. Well, this is a personal thing, and his daughter has taken piano lessons recently and asked if I would play part of the Moonlight Sonata, because she's playing that now herself. Her name is Leonora, or something like that. And also something with Beethoven. And she asked me to play the first movement of the Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven. So if... That was kind of a short day, wasn't it? I'm kind of lonely here. Could you, sir, tell me where the piano is? Can you see it, or do you remember it? Indeed, yeah, there it is. I see the yellow keys. Yeah, my elephant smoked too much. Okay. Moonlight. I'm going to play it in Braille. Could you tell me, please, is my left foot on the pedal? I can't see. I have to... Excuse me, this takes a little longer than I could get. That's fine. I play more instruments here. This is... Okay, we are now going to we are going to play a medley of some lovely tunes by a great composer. His name is Kurt Weill, and he wrote, among other things, September Song. I think that was the month, wasn't it? Yeah. And he wrote all year round, as a matter of fact, and he wrote Mac the Knife and things like that. You'll hear some of Run. please do not forget that the smile is the shortest way between people.
If you knew then what you know now, what would you tell yourself? Kirsty Young walks guests down memory lane with her podcast Young Again. Listen now on BBC Sounds.